All right, so today we're going to try, I think this is fourth try, getting the transmission leak to stop. And I ordered up an aluminum transmission pan from Summit the other day. I had like a lot of good reviews on it. Everyone said it will not leak anymore when I put this on. However, you notice that it's a little different than a stock steel pan. There's no groove in the middle. Several people said you got to kind of like deburr it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that too much, but there's little like almost like spot weld holes or something. It's not spot welded. Maybe there's casting marks, but I might have to kind of file and smooth up this edge a little bit, make it work. But they sell this exact same pan on Speedway and Summit, and it's like on Summit, it's a 4338856. Part number has a drain plug in it. So anyways, I'm gonna tear this all apart. I gotta get the old steel pan off. I think it was just tweaked or something. Just, it wouldn't seal, it's still leaking. But a couple other things I'm gonna have to do is, I have a B&M shifter right now. I'm going to put a pro ratchet in, but the cabling and all that's the same. So where the bracket mounts up here, like on this pan, these holes right here for the bolts are like really close to the edge of the pan, much closer than like the stock pan would be. So this actually came with hex bolts, like these guys here. It's just because for clearance. But the bracket for the shifter bolts onto here, two of these holes. So I'm gonna have to go get longer bolts to go through all that. And then I'm gonna have to probably grind the bracket a little bit too, just so it'll sit in closer to the pan to get these holes to line up. I'll see if I can show you guys that too. So anyways, onward to tear down. All right, here's what we got going on. This pan is warped, or something's going on here, so you can see it's leaking fluid out of the front. This corner over here mostly. It's kind of wet all over here. Hasn't been catastrophic, but it is just leaking. So to tear this apart, once again, you have to take these cross member bolts out right here. There's two. You got to put a wrench up here to the top of the cross member to get them sometimes. There's a nut here. There's same thing on the other side over there. And you gotta take out these two transmission mount bolts. And then I'm just gonna put a bottle jack with a 2x4 like on the floor here, and then I'm just gonna put the 2x4 up on the tail shaft of the transmission. Kind of just jack it up a little bit to get the weight off, so I can just slide the cross member back out of the way so I can get to these rear pan bolts up here. And then this is my shifter bracket, which I think I have to grind off the inside of it a little bit to make it sit in closer to the pan, because the way those bolts are made, the bolt holes are in the pan. So we'll see how that works here shortly, but I'm just going to tear this cross member out and then get the pan off, I guess. Okay, we're gonna see if this drain plug will work. I heard some people online say that it threaded in weird or something, so let's just see. That seems pretty good. Yeah, that didn't seem junked up or nothing. Okay, so we'll tighten that in there. Alright, I've had a couple other people on the internet say that these hex bolts are kind of too short, but they, you know, can you guys see this? So they kind of go, I mean, they should work okay. The gasket's not super thick. I mean, it could maybe be a little longer, but I feel like they'll probably work okay. So I think we're gonna get a file, something here, just kind of smooth up on this a little bit. I still think I'm going to have to go get 2 longer bolts for where my shift bracket bolt's on though, because that's probably not going to be long enough, but we'll see. Okay, so got a flat file. I think we're just going to kind of shave it down a little bit. These edges aren't necessarily sharp. Some of them kind of got a little burr on them. Must be casting marks. I guess that's what everyone's complaining about. There's just a little, just some casting stuff you got to kind of file off. We are going to try to use the gasket that it came with, so hopefully it seals. Alright, just like that. Get all the aluminum shavings out of here, because that might not be good. Alright, so what I found last time I did this was if you put the gasket on here, you take, okay, so the pan on the car sits like this. So I need to leave these 2 bolts out because they're for my bracket. But if you take, you can still see everything here, kind of. You just take the existing bolts and you kind of thread them into the gasket here. It should hold it on there in place, so that you can, so the gasket doesn't like squish out or move too much when you set this up there to put it on the car. So just put these in there. There's probably washers actually, but get everything set up. Even if you're just doing a regular pan, you put all your bolts in here. It'll just hold your gasket in place, so you can set it up under the car and kind of tighten and get them all started, and your gasket should hopefully stay where you need it to be. Okay, so here we go. Just something like that. Just kind of got them all threaded in there. They hold the gasket in place pretty nice. I'm going to leave these 2 out, because I think I'm going to have to go get some longer bolts for that, but I don't think that'll move around too much, or I should be able to get the bolts back in there okay. So let's see if we can get this under the car and start it up there. Okay, hopefully I can show you guys what's going on here. So this is the shifter bracket for the B&M, and it, you know, like front and back, the holes will work as far as that goes, right? But that's pushed up into all the way into the pan. You can see it's kind of misaligned. It won't go in any further. So what I'm going to have to do is probably just get a grinder and grind this edge off a little bit here on both sides, and get it to just kind of tuck in there a little further so the bolts will line up. And then I think I'm going to have to get longer bolts too. Alright, so here's what we got going on. I just took a grinder and I just ground the edge of this thing flat on everything here so that it would space in enough, and I got these actual bolts. They were longer bolts that came with this bracket with this shifter. I was able to sneak them in there, but now obviously a wrench or a socket won't fit on there. So what I think I'm going to actually do is put the wrench on here just vertically and then turn the box in with like a bar or a screwdriver or something. I think I can get them torqued enough that way, and then got the rest of the Allen bolts all started. So I think I'm just going to go through and try to torque it down, but this might work aside from going to get, you know, slightly longer hex bolts, which I don't really want to do, but I could. This might just work. All right, well, there we have it, guys. Shifter seems to be working, no leaks. I had a little bit seeping out of a bolt, like when I put fluid back in there. It wasn't terrible at all, I just tightened it a little bit and it seems to have stopped. Don't seem to have any seepage up here. I just ran it, got up to temperature a little bit a minute ago. Seems like we're okay. Just playing around with the, put this ratchet shifter, the Pro Ratchet, in there. It can still ratchet forward one more click, but it's like I'm in park right now. So maybe I just don't go forward all the way. I don't know. But it ratchets through, like, from that's basically park. I can ratchet back. It'll go to reverse, neutral, drive, 2, and 1. And then back through them all. So as long as I don't go that extra little ratchet past park, it seems to be okay. There's some marks on that little cover, so anyways, I think we're gonna leave the car in here tonight. Just make sure, see if anything leaks or not, and if we're all good tomorrow, maybe we'll get it out here and take it for a drive. So I'll keep you guys posted on how this pan worked. It seemed better so far. So catch you guys later.